Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you about IELTS Speaking Test Part 1. The topic of this lesson is sports. So in this lesson, we're going to be talking about sports. Now, if you're planning to sit for your IELTS speaking test, the examiner might ask you a few of these questions. Let us look at the questions and the sample answers. Question 1. Do you like sports? Now, you can answer this question by saying, yes, I love all kinds of sports. I'm very sporty and active. Okay? Do you like sports? Yes, I love all kinds of sports. I'm very sporty and active. Question 2. What is your favorite sport? What is your favorite sport? You may answer this question by saying, my favorite sport is definitely skiing. My favorite sport is definitely swimming. My favorite sport is definitely basketball. There should be an L at the end of basketball. There should be an extra one. My favorite sport is definitely tennis. Okay, so in question 2, what the examiner is asking you, out of all the sports that you play, which one do you like the most? Okay, what is your favorite sport? So you have to name one. Okay, because what this question is asking you, out of all the sports that you play, which one is your favorite? Okay, which one do you like the most? So remember to only talk about one. My favorite sport is definitely skiing. Now, there are so many different types of sports. Could be skiing, swimming, basketball, volleyball, netball, tennis, skateboarding, cycling. I mean, there are so many different types of sport. So let's move on to question 3. Do you often watch sport on television? Do you often watch sport on television? Now, what this question is asking you is whether you use television to watch sports. Okay? Do you use your television to watch sports? Okay? Now, you may answer this question by saying, not really. I rarely get the chance to watch sport on television. But sometimes I watch tennis and cycling. Do you often watch sport on television? Not really. I rarely get the chance to watch sport on television, but sometimes I watch tennis and cycling. Okay, so be very careful with this question because question 3 is asking you how often do you do it? Okay, how often do you watch sports on television? How often? Okay, do you do it a lot? Do you do it every other day? Do you do it daily? Do you do it once a week? Do you do it once a month? So, do you often watch television? Do you often watch sport on television? Not really. I rarely get the chance to watch sport on television, but sometimes I watch tennis and cycling. Now, remember in this question, you can also say, not really. I rarely get the chance to watch sports Okay, so you can say sport or plural, sports. Okay, now number 5. Do you think that it is important to do sports? Do you think that it is important to do sports? Okay, so what the examiner is asking you, what are the benefits? Okay, what are the benefits of playing sports or doing sports? Do you think that playing sports has any advantage? Do you think it has any benefits? Okay, so when the examiner says, do you think that it is important to do sports? Then you can say, yes. Playing sports is very healthy because you get to train your muscles and distress. Yes, playing sports is very healthy because you get to train your muscles and distress. Yes, playing sports is very healthy because you get to train your muscles and distress. Now, to distress is to get rid of stress. Okay, let's go back to question 4. Did you play sport as a child? Did you play sport as a child? That question could also be, did you play sports as a child? Okay, so the examiner is asking you, when you were young, did you play any sports at all? Now, you could answer this question by saying, not at all. As a child, I was not so interested in sports. I preferred playing outside with my friends. Did you play sport as a child? Not at all. As a child, I was not so interested in sports. I preferred playing outside with my friends. Now that is very typical of some children. They don't really want to play any particular sports. They would rather just play outside with their friends. Now, however, if you played sports as a child, then you can say, when she said, did you play sports as a child? Oh, yes, I played basketball, netball, and football. Okay, I played netball, basketball, and football. Remember what I said in a previous video about your IELTS speaking test. When you're answering the questions, always try and give answers in 3. It's easier for you to pronounce, and it gives the examiner the chance to actually see that you have a wide vocabulary, but also that you have a good command of the English language. So, for example, did you play sports as a child? Yes, I did. I played basketball, netball, and football. So those are 3 things, okay? So try to make sure that your answers are in 3 parts when they ask you to list something, okay? Did you play sports as a child? Oh yes, I played basketball, tennis, and football. Now, number 6. What is the most popular sport in your country? What is the most popular sport in your country? Now, what that question is asking you is, what sport do most people in your country, what sport do the majority of the people, the most people in your country like to play? What sort of sport do the most people in your country, the majority of the people, what sport do they like to play? That is what the question is asking you. What is the most popular sport in your country? Now you may answer this question by saying, tennis is very popular in my country. Our national team is the best in the world. Okay? Tennis is very popular in my country. Our national team is the best in the world. Okay. Now, it could be skiing is quite popular in your country, or it could be, okay, but remember here, you're being asked one. What is the most? Okay, the most. It's just like when they ask you, what is your favorite? It means one. Okay, what is the most popular sport in your country? So you need to mention just one, and that is tennis. Tennis is very popular in my country. Our national team is the best in the world. Remember, do not just give one word answers. Like, for example, when you're asked, what is the most popular sport in your country? Do not just say tennis. Okay? Now, question 7. How do most people in your country keep fit? How do most people in your country keep fit? Now, what this question is asking you is, what do majority of the people in your country do to stay physically healthy? What do the majority of the people in your country, what do they do, okay, to stay fit, to stay physically fit, physically healthy, okay? Now, you may answer this question by saying, majority of the people keep fit by running, going to the gym, and playing sports. Majority of the people in my country keep fit by running or jogging, Jogging, okay? Jogging, 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 okay? So majority of the people keep fit by running, going to the gym, and playing sports, okay? Now, as we look at these questions, once more I'm going to stress that try to give your answers in threes. If you look at the last question, how do most people in your country keep fit? Majority of the people keep fit by running, that is number 1, going to the gym, number 2, and playing sports. Okay? That is easier for you to pronounce, and also it gives you a chance to kind of think in between, and also it gives you a chance to showcase your vocabulary and that you have a good command of the English language. Okay? Now, this brings me to the last section of this lesson, where I'm going to read out the questions for you, and as I do so, try and think of an answer. Are you ready? Okay, let us begin. Do you like sports? What is your favorite sport? Do you often watch sport on television? Did you play sport as a child? Do you think that it is important to do sports? What is the most popular sport in your country? How do most people in your country keep fit? Now, I hope that you're able to answer most of those questions or all those questions correctly. Now, if that is the case, well done and keep it up. But if you didn't, do not worry. You still have a chance to use the sample answers to gain more confidence on this topic. If you found this lesson useful and informative, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and give this video a thumbs up. Have you done all of those 3 things? Now, thank you very much and see you in our next lesson. Bye bye.